Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview, book of 1 Samuel, chapter 22. Let's get started now. The book of 1 Samuel is a fascinating account of Israel's history, including the transition from a system of judges to a monarchy. Chapter 22 follows the story of David, who has been fleeing from Saul, the current king of Israel, and his men. In this chapter, David seeks refuge in the cave of Adullam and is joined by a group of outcasts who become his followers. At the beginning of the chapter, David is in distress and has been hiding in the cave of Adullam. News of his whereabouts spreads, and those who are in distress, in debt, and discontented begin to gather around him. In verse 2, the Bible states that these individuals become David's army, numbering about 400 men. David recognizes the importance of this group and seeks to lead them well. He leaves the cave and goes to Moab, seeking the protection of the king, who is related to David's family. He then returns to Judah and seeks refuge in the forest of Hereth. While there, he hears that Saul has killed the priests of Nob, who had helped David previously. David feels responsible for their deaths and takes in Abiathar, the son of Ahimelech, one of the slain priests. Meanwhile, Saul hears about David's whereabouts and summons his men to find him. Saul berates his servants for not telling him about David's whereabouts earlier, and accuses them of conspiring with David against him. He demands to know who among his men will support him against David. Doeg, an Edomite who has been in Saul's service, reveals that he saw David with Ahimelech, the priest of Nob, and that Ahimelech had given David provisions and had inquired of the Lord on David's behalf. Saul orders Doeg to kill the priests of Nob, and Doeg does so, killing 85 priests and their families. The news of the slaughter at Nob reaches David, who is devastated. He recognizes that his presence has brought destruction and death to those who have helped him. He tells Abiathar, the son of Ahimelech, that he will be safe with David and that he should stay with him. David recognizes the gravity of the situation, and in verse 22 he states, "Stay with me, do not be afraid, for he who seeks my life seeks your life. You will be safe with me." There are several lessons to be learned from this chapter of 1 Samuel. First, it is important to recognize the power of community. David was in distress and needed help, and he found it in the unlikely company of outcasts. Similarly, we should not discount the value of those around us who may be struggling or in need. Our support and encouragement can make a significant difference in their lives. Second, this chapter highlights the importance of leadership. David recognizes the responsibility that comes with leading a group of people and seeks to do it well. As leaders, we must recognize the impact our decisions can have on those we lead and take responsibility for our actions. Finally, this chapter also illustrates the importance of being mindful of our actions and their consequences. David's presence brought destruction and death to those who had helped him, and he recognized the gravity of the situation. We too must be mindful of the impact of our actions and seek to make amends when necessary. In summary, 1 Samuel chapter 22 tells the story of David seeking refuge in the cave of Adullam, and being joined by a group of outcasts who become his followers. It also tells of Saul's pursuit of David, the betrayal of Doeg, and the subsequent slaughter of the priests of Nob. Through this chapter, we learn the importance of community, leadership, and being mindful of our actions. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.